Best of r/Tales from Tech Support episode 36. This is a multi-part series about my life as a cybersecurity consultant. I've been doing third-party vendor assessments for a client and we're going to have to fire some of them. So it goes. Part 1. Part 2. Part 3. I wake in the morning with a hangover to keep me company while I figure out where I am. I have a call with vendor 1 before I need to be at the client site. I throw some clothes on, wander to the impossibly bright open lobby/breakfast area and only find bad coffee, oatmeal and an Otis Spunkmeer muffin. I see clean, earnest, well-dressed men and women using words like touchpoint, swim lane, PMO along with sports ball analogies. I better leave before I hear spend used as a noun. I crawl back into bed, eat my pace-like breakfast and styrofoam coffee and read over vendor 1. They're the we do big data things with healthcare without any serious controls on all that data. Someone else did the site visit and didn't take good notes, but it seemed like vendor 1 decided that didn't think HIPAA or our requirements applied to them. My call starts. We have Bethifa, vendor 1's compliance, security lead and office manager. She's breathless, like she's at the last mile of her first marathon or just ate a bolus of wasabi. Floyd, vendor 1's customer success lead. Or perhaps he's only acting CSL. He may only be a customer experience coordinator for all I know. Few different other people with roles of various values or customer positive sounding thing analyst/coordinator/agent/. I don't pay attention to them yet. After 2 minutes of the usual pre-call patter, introductions, we go. Bethifa, we received a shocking email yesterday. As we explained earlier, HIPAA doesn't apply to us, so we shouldn't have to meet those requirements. Me, okay, that's an interesting take on this. It also doesn't matter. Those requirements are in your contract. Floyd, like we said, those don't apply to us. Me, you hold a lot of healthcare data, right? Names, diagnoses, outcomes, Floyd, and more. But we're not sharing it with affiliates. Me, okay. One of the other analysts on the call, we don't share the information, so it can't be breached. Me, well, that's not really true, you see. Bethifa, and we're affiliated with a major research university. Me, realizing that I'm too hungover to have an absurd, circular argument. Okay. If you can convince your client project sponsor to sign off that you aren't required to do this, I'm okay with this. Until then, we ask that you prepare a plan to delete all of our data from your systems. It's just a part of the process. Everyone agrees and we end the call. I'm more nauseous than I was before the call. I clean up and force myself to look like a productive member of society, then make my way to the client site and sit through an hour-long meeting discussing new virtual machine images in the cloud. I meekly attempt to prevent unnecessary complications, but two different factions of the operations team believe they need their own custom images. A consultant on our team recommends forming a common image that everyone else should use. This is clearly not how client does things, so a few beardy sysadmins poke the consultant by asking very pointed questions about individual builds of Windows. This causes the call to lose all focus, forcing a follow-up call later this week. This self-selects for the worst ideas as competent people often have better things to do and stop coming, leaving the untrusted, unpleasant and plain incompetent behind to steer the big project. Thankfully I'm not responsible for much on this project, so I have time available to be on these calls and bill some time. It's time for me to call vendor 2. They've texted me multiple demands to explain ourselves. I can't field a call like this in clients' building since they'll think I'm not dedicated to their problems. I don't want to take the call in my brand new rental car, since the new car smell and my hangover aren't getting along too well. Instead, I walk to the other end of the building and pace in the parking lot. Vendor 2 is Roomkin Printing, the print shop who left a bunch of file on an unencrypted USB device near an open loading dock. They're ready for a fight. We have Craggy, their IT director, an unnamed sales manager and Mumbles, their outside counsel on the phone. Craggy, how dare you do this to us? We're considering suing you unless this changes. Me, well, the security requirements are a part of the contract. This was your mistake. Mumbles, well, we'll see about that. We'll make you. Me, no, you're not going to sue. Once you sue, Our reports become a part of the record. I assure you that all your competitors and customers will know you account for weak security. Mumbles, we'll file a protective order. Me, having lost all patience. You're going to claim your inability to put even free controls in after multiple warnings is a trade secret? That should go in your ad copy. Mumbles, well, me, windmilling in anger. Look, you took this work because it paid better than printing placemats advertising muffler shops. When you took it, you promised that you'd do this right because if you do this wrong, you hurt people. What if your mechanic decided to not bolt your wheels on because it took too much time? How about this? What if your cocaine dealer put fentanyl and sheetrock dust in your cocaine to fatten up their margin? Unnamed sales manager, UHH. What? Are you accusing us of using cocaine? Me. I assumed you were and used an analogy that I hoped would get your attention. There's a bit more yelling and the call ends. I realize I've been walking back and forth in the parking lot waving my arms and yelling in front of the building. I hope nobody noticed. To be continued. Thank you. Next. Greetings all. As we step forward into a brand new decade, let's take a moment to look back over 2019's final month of Top Tales. Why not? Thanks to everyone for posting and commenting. Remember to tell a friend about TFTS. Magic. TFTS Top Tales. December 2019. 12/1/19. S. I don't know. It just wouldn't turn on this morning. By Genocidal Atom. 12/2/19. S. Hey, did you put this together properly? By One Punch Man. 12/3/19. M. Didn't you ask that over the radio? By Slot Tech Steve. 12/4/19. S. I assure you, there is no HDMI port. By Merdin97. 12/5/19. S. I don't know, I'm not inside. By Size Andreas. 12/6/19. M. Replace the scanner. By Gambit. 12/7/19. S. Got him. By Pukeforest. 12/8/19. L. This machine is so old. By the Help Desk Hero. 12/9/19. M. I accidentally dropped it. By Bushcraft Hatchet. 12/10/19. M. Well. By Z80org. 12/11/19. L. That can't be right. By Raptor Boy. 12/12/19. S. It's the internet that isn't working. By Virus Overload. 12/13/19. S. Of course, sure. By Holtenberg. 12/14/19. S. I'd be using it for company purposes. By Sotanahito. 12/15/19. M. How are you going to explain this to my son? By Never Knew NR13. 12/16/19. M. I can't see any wire. Do I need to take the PC apart? By Devil Renegade. 12/17/19. S. Forget it, I'll fix it myself. By Murderous Tax Zero. 12/18/19. S. Please keep this between us. By Demarain. 12/19/19. S. Thanks, that did it. By God Monster. 12/20/19. S. You won't tell anyone about this, right? By Moonpenny. 12/21/19. S. No, I'm always really careful with it. By Morningstar 461. 12/22/19. S. I dropped it and stepped on it. By Scaper 91. 12/23/19. S. So what do I do? By the Lightning Count 1. 12/24/19. M. You ought to hire him. By Funnelchaman. 12/25/19. L. How do I do that? By Pukeforest. 12/26/19. S. Do you think that could have something to do with it? By Knodg. 12/27/19. S. Please help. By Jackard 1982. 12/28/19. S. Ooh, that thing. By JSTMyLCK. 12/29/19. S. Hey, what type of phone did I get? By Laterally Hitler. 12/30/19. S. No, I don't want that. By Dakakonut Boy. 12/31/19. S. Oh no, I don't have a computer at home. By Pukaforasat. The full set of TFT's top tales by month can be found in our wiki. All stories and quotes are copyright their original authors. No reuse without permission. Thank you. Next. Due to the greater phishing solutions created by our gov, my help desk receives tickets from a particular client through their ticketing system after the ticket has been escalated through 3 to 4 other tiers. Regardless of location or position of the ticket submitter, only the help desk one level down can bring tickets to our group. Per protocol, any communication regarding a ticket to the ticket submitter has to be done in the ticket and escalated back to that group. We can't reach out to end users directly. Lately, the MDM software this client uses has not been pulling all the information it should for account generation. This causes a lot of issues, including users not having the correct permissions on their accounts. The only way this is resolved is through yet another ticket directly to the software developers and tell them to manually make the corrections. They require of us some certain information for each account, including the email address. We usually don't have a problem getting that as the original ticket is populated with the end user's directory information. This story, however, is about a ticket requesting corrected permissions for 2 end users in one ticket. I collect the information for the software team using the directory information in the tickets DO 123, John Doe at government. Gov, but the ticket requests corrections for DO 123 and Smith 456. I don't have information for Smith 456. So I add a note, please provide the email address for Smith 456 and escalate. I go through rest of my group's queue, compiling all like tickets to submit to software, and I see this ticket returned to our queue. The note email address is John Doe at government. Gov. At this point I start getting cheeky. I send it back down, are you sure John Doe at government? Gov is using both DO 123 and Smith 456. I get the rest of the like tickets, and since this one hadn't come back, I submit everything up to software, and figure Smith 456 will just wait until the next batch. The ticket doesn't come back up until 3 days later. The notes include DO 123, I don't even know Smith 456. Then immediately afterwards, oh yes, he's in the same office, he needs these permissions too, and then it went back up to us, filtered through 2 other tiers in the meantime without comment. Since DO 123's account was confirmed completed, at this point I should have just said Smith 456 will need to submit his own ticket, but instead, I copied and pasted my first comment, please provide the email address for Smith 456, and just as I was finishing up that day's worth of permissions corrections, we received the ticket back with the note email address is John Doe at government. Gov, which looks like it was copied and pasted from the first time they incorrectly gave me that email. I got my senior involved who said to just cancel it. No use fighting over it. They'll learn. Thank you. Next. Technical support here. Me. Technical support. This is Nick. I was supposed to be reaching customer loyalty for compensation. I already spoke with technical support 6 times. I guess I'll talk to you now. But I was supposed to get loyalty for compensation for my issue. The customer is rambling on but gives me the info to pull the account. I work a specialized line for certain products and this customer does not have those services. Me. Mom. Loyalty doesn't issue credits for technical issues. Billing can issue credits but not loyalty. Well then get me to billing or wherever I need to go. I have talked with 6 people now for this issue that started 2 days ago and I am tired of this. I need compensation. This feature was working fine before I needed to use it, but now the feature suddenly isn't working when I try today. This issue has been happening for 2 days and I already have a ticket to get this fixed. I pay too much money not to get compensation. Now at this point she actually described the issue. My FASAPIM has turned into an all-out FASAPlant on my desk. I know exactly what customer adjusted setting causes the issue, just my team's usual equipment doesn't always match up to the regular equipment. The ticket was going to go nowhere as there is no access to this setting in the remote GUI. I also see only 2 agents had accessed the account in several months, the agent that made the ticket and me. She is demanding yet again compensation. Me. Wait a second mom, we need to troubleshoot this. You just described something that we need to look at before considering compensation. Cust, what can you troubleshoot that the 6 people before you couldn't? They already couldn't fix it and they tried everything that you could try, that's why they made the ticket. I am not troubleshooting more. Out of curiosity I check the call flow for the agent before me. This tool gives suggestions for possible troubleshooting steps based on symptoms provided. The wrong symptoms were provided and auto-generated the ticket. In another tool, start pulling up the steps for the issue. I am certain it is me. I am pretty sure what this issue is and we need to troubleshoot it. Cust, I told you already the other 6 agents did everything. At this point, exasperated, I ask the customer if all of the other agents had them check if $X setting was turned off in the features and the customer confirms very adamantly they have checked it. I re-verify and again they affirm $X setting was checked. Me. I still would like to check this setting with you please. Cust, unless you are an escalated person who is addressing my ticket there is nothing you can do to help me. Are you an escalated person? I want to be compensated and you can't troubleshoot this unless you are. I should be talking to an escalated person for my compensation. I dial up regular tech support's escalation line, give them the information and transfer the customer. While wrapping up, I finally look at the troubleshooting guide I started bringing up earlier. Remember how I mentioned I wasn't dealing with equipment I usually troubleshoot? There on my screen was a screenshot showing their equipment with $Y setting, which is the same as $X setting but named something else. I note the account with my mistake. I checked later. The escalation line was able to get the customer to check the setting in 2 minutes because they identified themselves as escalation. Customer still demanded compensation even though issue was customer caused and was issued small flat rate courtesy credit. However, the customer then wasted several minutes arguing they deserved more for the inconvenience. It wasn't issued. TLDR customer broke a feature within their service and wanted compensation so desperately they confirmed they went through a troubleshooting step they couldn't have tried. Edit to correct minor grammar error. Thank you. Next. This actually just happened 5 minutes ago from creating this post. Bump into user in the kitchen area. Me. Just the person I was looking for. I see you raised a ticket on Friday about your laptop being slow. User. Yes, everything was okay then it just went slow. Blah blah blah. Me. Is your laptop powered on now? User. No. Me. Okay, as you are making your breakfast it'll be good if you switch it on now. Leave it on the Control-Alt-Del screen for a few minutes then log on. Me thinking it is a software upgrade. Then you can come back and make your breakfast instead of sitting in front of your laptop for 5 minutes as I want you to leave it on the log on screen for a while. User. Okay, I can do that. So I start the short walk back with the user to her desk as I am passing that area to collect some post. Me. Okay, so just do the BitLocker key, let the laptop start and leave it on the Control-Alt-Del screen for a few minutes then log on after you have made your breakfast. I say this twice now on the way to her desk, so total of 3 times. User. Okay, yes I'll do that. I carry on to collect my post. Bit of chit chat at reception. A few minutes then I make my way back to my desk. Walking past the user's desk and she is just leaving it now to get her breakfast. Me. You just started the laptop right? Me being suspicious already. User. Yes. Me. You didn't log on did you? I see what is coming. User. Yes. Me. Why? I said just to. etc. User. You said to start the machine and log on. Me. No I said to just start up and leave at the log on screen etc. User. Though you said to start the machine and log on. Sorry I didn't understand you. I'll go log off now then. Me. No point now. Just leave it and see what happens. Me. Inside my head. Gah. This is my first day back in the office for 2020. First support to give in 2020. Does not look great already for a full year. Gah. Thank you. Next. Hello. Join me for the wild ride that is apparently my work life this week. I work for a computer repair and IT business mainly on the storefront side of things but moving into the B2B services side of things. We also repair phones. Our story begins with a father and teenage daughter entering our lowly little shop. Daughter has an iPhone that won't turn on. They charge it and nothing happens. I check in the phone for diagnostics. Before opening the phone I notice that there's a small crack in the bottom of the screen. Okay, cool, so the phone's been dropped before. Can't test much else cause of the aforementioned no power thing, but I do insert it into a specific tester for a specific logic board issue that affects power. It passes. Open the phone. Try new battery. Doesn't show any sign of life. Try new battery and new screen and boom, phone powers on and charges and stays on and all kinds of good things. We make sure the battery charges to 100% and the battery tests healthy. Call the customer and inform them and they are upset and say that we must be lying as they bought that phone brand new earlier this year and the daughter says she's never dropped the phone. We tell them that yes, this is what the phone needs to work and the phone has definitely been dropped as we observed a crack in the display during our pre-repair inspection. They say they don't believe us and will call back with their decision. Enter mother. Mother comes in and says that she wants to see the screen because the daughter has never dropped her phone. She told her father that and she would never lie. I show the broken screen. She says that is a hard to notice crack but it is a crack. Daughter confessed to dropping her phone during a very tearful phone call. Mother proceeds to argue with us for 15 minutes saying that they have had that phone repaired with us before right after they bought it. We have no record of that. Former manager of store was popular with customers but shady on the business practices. We are not surprised. Tell mother we have no record. Mother is mad but moves on and agree to repair. States they are going out of town for the holiday and won't be back until the following weekend. It's lies. Finish repairs. Unit doesn't hold charge as long as it should. Bossman notices this. Assumes I put in bad battery. Tells father we need to order another battery. Father is displeased. Asks why we put in a used part. Explains that it was a new battery but new things can still be bad out of the box. Father does not believe this but agrees to wait for new battery. New battery comes in. Install. Still doesn't hold charge. Test logic board again. Still passes. Testing. More testing. Won't hold charge. Phone grows hot. Still passes LB. Phone dies overnight during testing. Won't charge back up. Tries new charging port. It now charges while dead. Must need new charging port. Call father. Father is livid. States that we should have caught that before. Do we even know what we're doing? This would never happen with former manager. Bossman explains that it was charging but only while the battery has charge. Father doesn't understand that batteries can die and must be recharged as he insists that means we installed used parts. Bossman explains that no, that's not what we do. Father demands that we take responsibility. Bossman declines. Bossman offers part for free if father is so sure we're at fault. Father is irate and refuses the free thing. Demands to split it in half. Bossman agrees. Install charging port. Phone still does all the bad things. Test logic board and it still passes but Bossman grows suspicious. More testing. Bossman concludes that the expensive testing unit is lying and that the board component has failed. Bossman is not looking forward to that confrontation. I must fall on that particular sword though because Bossman is called away to an on-site. Call customer. Goes to VM. Calls again. Leaves another VM. Mother arrives. Is informed of situation. Offer mother a refurbished replacement option for additional monies. Mother is offended. They have already spent so much. Inform mother that other option that we remove our parts, reinstall their not working parts, refund their money, and they leave with the phone in the same condition it came in as. After a loud angry discussion with father they agree to second option. Do as stated. Hand phone back in original state and refund their money. Mother leaves with receipt of refund. Get call from father 10 minutes later asking when we're gonna give back his money. Inform father that the refund is complete on our side. Mother has the receipts, and it's in the bank's hands now. Father agrees. Then father states that he has called the cops on us for theft by deception since we had his phone for a week and a half and we lied and tried to cover up our horrible mistake and lack of skills. He is also considering taking the business to small claims court for everything we put his family through. Father tells me to inform Bossman that that's coming down the pipe and that we deserve it. Call Bossman. Bossman laughs and says let the cops show up. Cops show up next day. Yay. TL. Doctor. Initially simple repair becomes more complex and ends up drawn out over time. Customer is upset. Refund customer and give back phone. Customer calls cops on us. Cops actually show up. Thank you. Next. I work tech support at a school. Network team purges connection queue occasionally, so unless users are in the assigned category on the domain, the computer that is connected will get a workstation trust relationship error. Ticket queue receives one such request on this particular day from an assistant director, technically his position but technically not, but whatever. Easy enough. Reconnects domain. Ensure user login successfully. Then leave. Enter office where AD, assistant director, is located. Words begin pouring out of AD's mouth. Here is a transcript from what I remember. AD, hey SPL0 ding. I need you to listen to me very carefully. I need you to go over to my computer. You have to access my IP address and get it. Are you listening to me? Okay, get my IP address and re-add it to the domain so I can log in. Me. Sit there with a "that's not quite it, chief" look on my face. AD leaves the room and I sit down. Log in as local admin, add user to a work group, restart, relog, add user back to domain, user logs in fine. No IP address needed. If anyone has a faster way of re-adding to domain for workstation trust errors, please let me know. End call. I just find it frustrating how users talk down to us like we know nothing, but it comes with the job title.